The Dead Lucky, issue number 11 from Image Comics. How this series got to issue 11 and it hasn't been canceled yet, I have no idea. So, in the previous issue, Morrow has these secret killer robots that apparently have gone haywire and they're attacking the civilians. And so now Bibi is trying to fight them off. And that's actually where this issue starts. It starts with Bibi talking about being a soldier and how soldiers crawl through the mud together, they fight together, they die together, and I'm never alone, except kind of are at this point, but whatever. Yeah, killer robots going around attacking civilians. Bibi's trying to minimize the damage, and at one point she unleashes her powers, and then she goes into a coma. How unleashing her powers puts her into a coma, I have no idea. It's not like she hasn't used these powers in every single issue so far with no problems. This one time she uses it, that's when she goes into a coma. If you can make sense out of that, please tell me because I can't. I don't get what the writer's trying to do with this. This whole series is just terrible. Bibi is an awfully written character. She's supposed to be suffering from PTSD, but we never really get the hint that she actually is. This issue is like the closest that we're gonna get to that, but it doesn't really work, and we'll get into that in just a moment. But yeah, like we never saw how she got her powers. In a previous issue, we saw that one of her comrades is actually still alive, and he got his powers because he had purple goop on him when Bibi was using a defib, which lit him on fire, and now he has fire powers. So I'm guessing, I don't know, maybe Bibi had purple goop on her as well when she got hit with electricity, and now she has electric powers. It's never really explained. Like, we still have no idea how exactly she got this power. I'm guessing it's because of goop. Yeah, now her using the powers is putting her into a coma for reasons that's not really explained. And so, yeah, as she's in a coma, we have Marie, who is Bibi's girlfriend, question mark. It's never really explained. Bibi has been with dudes in the past. She was with Eddie before she went to do a tour overseas. And then while she was in the military, she was sleeping with one of her fellow soldiers who was a dude. And then when she came back to the States, she immediately started flirting with this black cop who she had no prior information about. But at the same time, this cop was flirting with this other woman. So we kind of have a triangle relationship, only not really. It's just, again, whatever. But yeah, they're watching over Bibi. And meanwhile, we see that Pyre has kidnapped a Morrow operative. And he's like, torturing you isn't going to do anything because of your loyalty. But instead, I'm going to hack you for information because she's wearing contacts. So I guess the contacts have like cameras in them. So Pyre's going to hack her contacts and somehow get information. If you were to hack her contacts, wouldn't you just see what she's seeing? In which case, you would just see her staring at you. I'm pretty sure that the contacts do not keep video information on them, but maybe they do. I don't know. Also, it's not like you can hack the contacts and then let her go because she's immediately going to take the contacts out, or she's immediately going to tell like her supervisors, "Hey, I got kidnapped and the dude hacked my contacts. Can you replace them with something else?" He still has her in custody when he hacks the contacts. So I don't know what kind of information he's getting from them, but I guess he's able to get some kind of information from her camera contacts. Again, if you can make sense of that, let me know. Meanwhile, Jimmy, who is the president, CEO, whatever, of Morrow, he's like the owner of Morrow, he has gone off the deep end. He's been injecting himself with purple goop. I think it's purple goop. It's in a vial and it's like a liquid of some kind. We don't see the actual color because of the shading, but in previous issues, it was purple goop. So I'm assuming it's purple goop. Anyway, somehow him injecting purple goop turns him into a cyborg. Again, if you can make sense of that, let me know, because I have no idea how. But yeah, him injecting purple goop turns him into a cyborg. Okay, why does it not turn Bibi into a cyborg? Why does it not turn Pyre into a cyborg? I don't know. but it does for him. And that's when we see Bibi in a graveyard talking to ghosts. And it's just kind of weird because like the ghosts of her soldiers appear as ghosts, like just like these like electrical ghosts. Meanwhile, the ghost of her dead friend, Eddie, appears a living physical embodiment of Eddie. Like she's even able to punch him in the face. Again, this is all just like in her mind, so whatever. Like I'm okay with breaking rules and stuff here because this is all like her mindscape. There are no like physics here. I just find it kind of weird that Eddie gets to act and look normal like a human. Meanwhile, her dead comrades that died in front of her, they just kind of have shapeless, faceless, humanoid figures to represent them. It's kind of like, do you not care that they died? But basically, this is Bibi feeling bad for herself because Eddie died. And Eddie's like, oh, don't worry about it. It's not your fault. I'm the one who went out and went to go help you. So I put myself in line of duty and got killed. It's my fault, so don't worry about it. Bibi's like, I'm not worth dying for. And Eddie's like, I think some people would disagree. And all I can think is, no. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. I think Bibi is totally not worth dying for. She's a terrible character. There has been nothing like positive about this character in 11 issues. For me, anyways. I hate her as a character. She's absolutely terrible. And before like anyone tries to say, oh, it's because she's a female and she's a BIPOC and yada, yada, yada. No, I don't care about any of that. Because I absolutely loved Cassia from Inferno Girl Red. I mean, I thought she was a really good, well-written character. She also happens to be a girl in the BIPOC. So, yeah, the difference is that she is actually really well-written and Bibi is not. That's my problem with Bibi. She's not a well-written character. Nothing about her makes any sense. And there's a lot of tell but don't show when it comes to Bibi. And the tell is from like interviews and the just like little letters and notes that we get from the author at the end of issues. Like one of them is that Bibi is supposed to be a character who's suffering from PTSD and survivor's guilt. Not once do I ever feel like Bibi's suffering from PTSD or survivor's guilt at all. And I've used this example multiple times in this series, in previous reviews. You're probably, if you guys have watched previous reviews of this, you're probably sick of me using this series as an example. But I'm going to use it again anyways for anyone if this is like your first time watching me do a Dead Lucky review. Ragman. DC's Rebirth Ragman, which was only 4 or 5 issues, is basically Dead Lucky but better. And it obviously came out first, like years before. But we have the same, a character comes back from the war in the Middle East. He comes back with survivor's guilt and PTSD. He watched his entire squad get killed in front of him, and he has mysterious powers. And those powers allow him to see and communicate with the ghost of his dead squad mates. That's exactly what Dead Lucky is. Only in Ragman, we actually portray PTSD and survivor's guilt a lot better. We see our hero going to meetings with other vets and talking about their trauma and their experience. We see it, the way he interacts with other people, and that we see the guilt that haunts him and his interactions with his squad mates. And the beautiful thing about that series is that his squad mates actually have personality. And when he's fighting and he's getting help from his squad mates, it actually looks like he's getting help. Like he's actually communicating with his squad mates. They're using military lingo. They're helping him out. That feels like a brotherhood. Here, it doesn't. There's no, like, it's like, oh, she has her dead squad mates here, but they don't really seem to help her. They're not talking to her really. It just kind of seems like they're just there. Like they're supposed to be like a physical manifestation of her survivor's guilt, but that's it. They don't really contribute anything to the story. They're just there as a mystery box, I guess. And so it's just, I don't know. I find it bad. Anyways, the whole survivor's guilt thing, that's that I mentioned earlier with Bibi about how this is like the first time we kind of see it somewhat. It's this right here with her in the graveyard in her mindscape talking to Eddie and saying that she feels bad that she got him killed. And he says, it's not your fault. I would have done it anyways because you're worth dying for. Yeah, he just basically tells her, finish what you started because if you don't, someone else will. And that's kind of it. There's more, but I don't want to like spoil the rest. The rest isn't all that great either. This is once again, it's terrible. It is a terrible series. How it survived 11 issues so far, I have no idea. There are way better series out there that didn't get to last as long as this series has. Does anyone like Dead Lucky? Like, are there any fans of Dead Lucky? Yeah, Bibi's just a terrible character that's nothing the writer is trying to do for her is working for me. I don't find her relatable. I don't find her sympathetic in any way. I don't find her interesting. I don't believe the whole survivor's guilt PTSD. You tell me that's what she has, but her actions don't really show that that's what she has. And again, nothing really makes sense. Goop somehow turns the president into a cyborg, and Bibi, using her powers that she's used a million times before, this one time somehow puts her into a coma for reasons that's not explained. It would be like if Superman was using his laser beams from his eyes, and all of a sudden he used it once, and then he collapses and he goes into a coma. Like, why? Why did that one time you use your powers? Why is it any different than all the other billions of times you've used it before? There is none. So why is there just one change just this one time? For story reasons? I don't know. And then the thing is, like, she wakes up from a coma immediately, and then she's totally fine. She wakes up, immediately climbs out of bed, and is ready to go. Like, there's no, like, rust. There's no, like, lethargicness. There's no, like, oh, like, I've been laying in bed for a while. I gotta struggle to get to my feet and my muscles. Like, I gotta get them working because they haven't been working for a while since I've been laying down for a long time. No, she just immediately gets up and no-sells the coma. So it's like, all right, so why were we in the coma in the first place? Just so she can meet Eddie? So she went into a coma so that Eddie can tell her that you're good. Like, you know, people love you. You're worth dying for. Now go out there and finish what you started. So she went to a coma so she can get a pep talk. Rather than, I don't know, maybe dealing with her trauma. The trauma that she's never shown, but the story keeps telling us that she has. I mean, at least Rogue Sun has been terrible, but then it had some ups. And even lately, it's been pretty good. It's been on an upswing. I've actually been enjoying Rogue Sun lately. Dead Lucky, it just, as soon as it just started dropping. And not once has it ever had like a decent issue or something to really like think, you know what? I can kind of see what the writer's trying to go for. Like, I can see sparks of creativity and good writing from the author. No, there you go. It sucks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe. Hit that bell for notification. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far. And I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see. And I hope to see you guys next time. Later.